Hello and welcome to another edition of Small World USA. For the life of me, I could not figure out that piano. It's like the invisible person was playing it. Anyways, in the studio for this edition of Small World USA is my good friend Darren. Darren, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Dennis.
And you actually took me to the airport, which worked out good, so I didn't have to pay Uber or nothing like that, or a taxi.
That saves some money.
Yes, and then we don't have transportation to the airport. We need that light rail line or some kind of gig, at least from downtown to the airport. Anyways, I'm in Pompano Beach, and they're working. This is going to be a restaurant right on the beach here, upscale restaurant, and there's some heavy artillery here. They're also going to put a state-of-the-art fishing pier, literally spending millions of dollars, and that's all to try to get some of that nice tourism dollar. You've been to Florida, haven't you, Darren?
Oh, goodness, yeah. It's a interesting state, nice vacation place.
This is a view from the 12th floor looking out, and they do have a real nice beach here in Pompano Beach, and they clean it every morning. Well, I'm not going to spend much time actually in Florida. My parents have a timeshare for 4 nights in the Smoky Mountains. So I flew down to pick up the folks. This is a Saturday about 5 p.m. Shortly after 5, the cruise ships are heading out of the Fort Lauderdale port of Fort Lauderdale, whatever. But certainly the cruise ships is a big thing in Florida. But anyways, I'm just going to spend a day, and then Sunday I'll be in the car en route to the Smoky Mountains. But that's where they lived, the Jamaica house up on the 12th floor. This is a street or a beach level view of that new restaurant, and we're going to take a look at the pier. The work on this has already begun, and it's scheduled to be done sometime next year. But they do give you, there's 2 high and low tides, and the lifeguards aren't on duty now, but this is like construction stuff, Darren. Look at this. No trespassing.
So that would explain why you're there.
I was not doing anything wrong. I'm just getting a good look. But you can see, well, they're going to replace this, and certainly some structural. The salt water will kind of do that. But they're due for an overhaul. But I think they were spared. We recently had that hurricane that was actually scheduled to come on the west side, or I should say the east side of Florida. It looked like Irma was going to hit near Miami, and then it kind of detoured a little bit and went over to the west side of Florida.
I just stayed in Cuba for about 24 hours where they thought it might churn sooner, and Miami got a reprieve.
This is what the fishing pier will look like when it's all said and done. That's a fish head at the very top end. I'm thinking the design was kind of weird, but my dad explained it to me. Lamar Fisher's the mayor, opening early of 2019. Wow, so that's going to take them a while. Whew. It's a palm tree, Darren.
Thank you.
Then they have like a fitness area and stuff, and I got Darren here, me and my white feet. Not really like white, or alt-white. I'm kind of off-white.
Are you?
Yeah. I like, there's a little chocolat in me.
I've always thought you were a little off-color.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not pure white. It's off-white. Yeah, that probably does explain a lot. Skateboarding action, and then you hardly ever see this, Darren, but it's an Irish bar, actually a pub. They're rare these days.
I've seen them on streets occasionally. They pop up here and cheer.
There's, I'm being a little funny because Irish bars are all over the place. It's like they have a monopoly on drinking or something. A1A, that's certainly a main thoroughfare here. You can usually see the beach from A1A. There was some beachwear and mature audiences only. Darren, that's not for you. Oh, we got some live entertainment.
Yeah, it's a nice song they did.
Okay, well, they have free entertainment over here, which is a great deal. The first group we saw was actually a group of teenagers. They didn't get paid for performing, but the bartender was saying it's a nice venue for them to play and get some experience. So,
in other words, karaoke.
Well, no, they were singing and playing musical instruments. It wasn't just singing to a box that scrolls the lyrics out. This was the real deal.
This is a real deal. Okay.
I liked the song. I had my mic, unfortunately, turned down, but they were singing that All I Want Is My Peace of Mind by Boston, and that is a classic hit, and I like it because it's words to live by. I tried to limit the amount of stress. How about you, Darren?
I have no idea how to do that. How do you do that? How do you limit the stress?
Stress is not good. Well, anyways, the road trip has begun, and this is, my dad said cypress trees, but they get that funky kind of stuff, makes it look mystical or foggy or whatnot. But this, Savannah, Georgia, right on the Atlantic coast, and I had heard a lot about this place, but had never been. How about you, Darren?
I have never been.
Yeah, well, we'll check this out, and it's just a gorgeous city, and quite the port city, too. They deal a lot with cargo freight. I was told the second largest port, second only to New York City. But anyways, my mom, she told me about this cemetery. So we're doing the historical stuff here. And so different type of graves and so forth. There's these...
Wow.
Yeah, those are like group graves.
Group graves?
Yeah, the whole family kind of can get in on that act or whatnot. Yeah. So it was weird. I can't say I've seen that arrangement before. But there were a lot of dignitaries and stuff. Here, a family vault. That's what they call it. Live and die as a family. But yeah, they're little hump there. I don't know how that... You're a general, so this goes back a little bit. 1806 he died. Do you want any idea how many years ago that was, Darren? Do the math.
That would have been almost 2 centuries.
It'd actually be a little more than 2 centuries.
Oh.
There was my mom. Here are these, I'm going to say Cyprus, and I stand corrected if I'm wrong, but the brickwork and the stonework on the roads is something else here. So they have the tours and the whatnot, and there was a Michigan man. He had a Michigan hat on. It was... Michigan had won their first game. Well, no, they hadn't started their season yet. This is almost 3 weeks ago from us doing the audio here. This was back in late August, the 26th. I think this is the 27th. And historic River Street. So, yeah, on the banks of the Savannah River. And if you like seafood, I don't know if those are good prices. What do you think, Darren?
It depends on how good the food is, really.
That makes some sense. All right, we're going to check the time here. Darn tootin', we're in sync. The Georgia Queen. We'll get to see that moving here shortly, but the paddle wheel doesn't work in the back. That doesn't seem right.
That's an interesting... Did you get on this boat?
No. No, did not. Well, here's some history. Some not so good, obviously, but it looks like they got those banners. And then... I like styling on bridges. You can't go wrong, really. Here are the port facilities, so a cargo ship there. But the river goes up quite a ways, a few miles, actually. And so I think they have port facilities all along the river. But they'll take you across. They have an island out there in the middle. And that's where they have their convention center. And here's where Michigan is. Can you make that out?
No, it was too fast, Dennis.
Oh, it's where the Great Lakes were. So they had a war memorial here. And, yeah, war's not good because, yeah, every name here basically is someone that died. That's not good.
If you can avoid war, you would try to do so.
Stay alive. Now, it's a touristy place, so a lot of hotels and so forth. My mom was able to procure a room about 6 miles due south of the city, so we had just a short drive to get to town. But if you wanted a hotel, like in the downtown area, obviously the prices go up. But you see it's on the move. And then they had another one that had a spinning side paddle wheel. You like boats, Darren?
Boats are okay.
I know you like trains. That's the convention facility down yonder, and they have a hotel. See the paddle wheel? You see that? It's not moving. They got some kind of power underneath there, but... Well, these prices don't seem too bad. If you're into the seafood, they got pasta also. Firefish tacos. And little entertainment. She's got a small guitar. You see that, Darren? It's like a mini-me guitar.
Well, I've seen huge ones too, so might as well have the minis.
The Bohemian. That would be the perfect place for me. But here's a Camaro, and I could see this from down yonder. It's a 68, and it's Super Sport, the SS. An SS convertible, no less. Okay, here's the tour guide thing.
City Hall up on Bay Street. To the park, Bull Street will take you through 5 of our squares. You can get anywhere from Bull Street just by fanning out to side streets. Now here's City Market. City Market's a 2-block plaza. Restaurants, taverns, shops, art galleries, and boutiques. You get to City Market from Bull Street by way of Bryan Street. And on the weekends, like tonight, they have live music on the plaza in City Market.
Over here.
Is it worth it to go to City Market?
Yes.
We can walk. We are.
Yeah, you're here. I'm going to show you how to get there. You're on River Street right now.
Right.
This is Savannah's original harbor. It's now 1 mile of historic restored cotton warehouses, over 20 restaurants, as well as great shops. You're in the middle. You have 5 blocks going that way, 4 blocks going that way. On the other side of the map, here's the historic district, the outlying area of Savannah, and Tybee Island, which is 18 miles east of us on the ocean, about a 30-minute drive from Savannah. Now, if you take this ramp right next to our building with the rail directly by the building, top of that ramp to the right's an out.
Yeah, that was like a welcome center or information center, whatever. So the guy was giving us the lay of the land. We got the nice handy-dandy map, and pretty much we decided City Market, here we come. They got live music. My mom's always up for exploring. I think I got the bug from her, actually. The sense of adventure. Yeah, and you do that mainly walking around, kind of the best way to really get the full picture. Heavy big action crane there, and here we're going to get some music. While they're playing there, I think we'll do, my mom and I will walk around a little more and swing on back. Pete the cat, you like cats, don't you?
Yes, I like dogs too. And I like him.
And, well, they had plenty.
He's the dude.
Is he? What's his name?
It's Jeff Bridges.
Okay. Well, he must be famous if they're making artwork with him. Great Wall of Candy. If you have a sweet tooth, this is the place. In fact, they got barrels of it. And then this, the chocolate fountain. Do they get any better? I was thinking of like leaning over and just having it poured directly in my mouth. Just
kind of like the Willy Wonka thing.
Yeah. Kind of just like that, yeah.
Except in real life, people...
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it. Now they have a monument here. Let's see what this one... Well, I didn't catch all that. As long as it's not Robert E. Lee, right? Okay, well then they got artwork and a bakery for Wolfgang. I think it's for all the dogs, though. So dogs have their own bakery now. Oh, man, I don't think I like these people.
Was that Prohibition?
Prohibition, yeah. I don't think I would have liked them. Okay, we're going to have some more live music.
It's got a weak link. I might be a weak child, but I won't keep it straight. You told me to leave you alone, and my father said, come on home. And my doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your love is much too strong. I'm added to your chain. Your chain.
Well, I might have to interrupt this just for a spell because sometimes YouTube picks up the music, and if the performers are so good that it sounds like the original deal, they'll kick it out and say that I'm using copyrighted video. So that's a no. So I got to talk over. Unfortunately, I got to talk over. But here, let's go back to it.
You told me to leave you alone, and my father said, come on home. And my doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your love is much too strong. I'm added to your chain. Your chain. Your chain. Your chain. You're one of these mornings. The chain is gonna break.
Okay, I'll just interrupt for just a brief moment. Maybe it's like a 15 or 30 second rule. Okay, we'll go back to this.
Thanks, y'all.
It's Blue Green Vacations, and so they do a lot of those. I don't know if you actually call them timeshares. They might do that. So, but they can hop from one vacation spot to another, and they happen to like the Gatlinburg area. So we're going to make it there tomorrow.
Well, I heard you sing about it. Some man won't hear I'm running home. Sweet home Alabama, come on, Macy. Where's God? Oh, sweet
looks like they got a few generations working on this song. But again, I don't want to go against any copyright laws and so forth, so I'm just going to do the talk over. As much as I hate doing that, but yeah, we're going to get back to this guy jamming here.
The muscle shoals has got the swampers, and they've been known to pick a song or two. And oh, they get me off so much, band. We'll hopefully see you again next time. Make some noise for Ever Change. Come on now, come on. You guys have a great night.
Darren, did you figure out what it said on his T-shirt?
Well, yes, it was. It's a good saying.
Thank you so much.
I can't hear you without a beer in my hand.
Aha. Interesting. Well, it looks like a little kitty cat hanging on. First, I didn't know if it was real, if it was a stuffed animal, because, you know, the cat looks like it was trying to take a little snooze. Here's my nachos. So that was Din Din. Well, we're going to get to Smoky Mountains just in a little bit here, Darren, but this is the red light district of Savannah. Every city's got to have one. So all the lights are on.
Every room has a red light?
Yeah, figure it out, Darren. I'll tell you later off the air how that works. Sorry, Charlies. This is good neon here. Yeah, this show is for mature audiences only. Blue Moon. They like to do the y'all thing quite a bit. You go down south, basically. And it's a nice southern drawl, or we would say accent, but they think we have an accent, so it all depends on your point of view. They probably talk normal, and people from up north talk funny.
No, they actually have an accent.
Yeah. But it's
much more pronounced than much of the country.
Yeah, it's noticeable. But a lot of people are transplants from all over the place, so people move around. Here we got a fountain, and they have these tremendous squares, and the city's set up in a nice grid pattern, so it's easy to get your bearings and walk around, but they have these like little square parks. They got like 20 of them. 26 something. It's a lot, so it helps break up the street pattern. Nobody's going super fast or nothing. Here's the city hall. Baked in a mace.
Wait, was that maple bacon?
Could have been.
Ice cream?
Yeah, there was just some of the shops, and I wish I would have had more time, but actually on the back end of the trip, I'll be able to see a little more of Savannah. But it was from Pompano Beach up to Gatlinburg. This is kind of like the midway point. My parents had raved about this city before, saying it's got that southern charm and all that.
Savannah, Georgia?
Savannah, Georgia. So I said, hey, that's where we got to go. So we spent, this was Sunday night. This would have been the 27th of August. Peeking inside a couple of hotel lobbies. And tourism is a big thing. There certainly was a lot of hotels in Savannah this one had some nice brickwork. Old school. Here's another lobby. This one, well, the room hadn't been rented out, but that was actually a room there. And some places for sale. So urban planning, well, it can be done anywhere. So there were a few buildings to be had there, right across from this nice park. And then across the way, the nice hotel.
The tourists, but I'm sure that
And even late at night, they had the horse-drawn carriages.
That's a real nice southern city. I like when I went to Savannah once.
Did you?
Long while ago. And beautiful city, and everything was like in Technicolor.
It's a great walkable city, and they even have these like scary like haunted tours, and they use the Hertz kind of thing. So here
is that what that is?
Yeah, it's like creepily going around.
I thought somebody might actually be dead.
Yeah. But then they have like nighttime tours, so there's a group here. This guy was setting them up, so yeah, it would have been nice.
Who's that?
They had statues like in every one of these little square parks.
Well, that's an issue that's come up lately.
What's that?
The statues.
Statues, yeah. I don't think anything were the kind that...
well, they weren't any Confederate?
Yeah, I don't believe
folks?
so. Well, I didn't look at them all that closely. There's a good chance there may have been. Hear that, that fuzzy stuff that hangs down, that's crazy. Gives it that mystical look.
Oh, it's
that's the one we saw coming, right?
it's what you think of when you think of the South, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. The images. Okay. So good night of rest. And it's going to be... we stayed, my dad and my mom and myself. So the three of us. So this was Monday morning. And we left Savannah. And now Tennessee stopped here to pick up a map. And, here we go. Smoky Mountains. Kind of got a little hilly. It was flat down there in Savannah, but get up into the Appalachians, start little hills. And so we're at our timeshare now, and you can see people building up there on the hillside. And it was only last November of 2016 they had a big fire that went through the Gatlinburg area and skipped around basically from one place to the next. It would burn here and skip a place and burn some more. So here's the view out the back window through the screen. Not the best of shots. But this was Tuesday morning then. And we're going to go to the national park, and lo and behold, it's free. There is no charge. When the land was donated, there was a stipulation that said nobody's going to pay for this. So, that I thought was a nice touch.
So how much did it cost?
Free. Free. And other national parks, you have to pay. It's a nominal fee to get into the park, but this one was free. So here she's explaining.
There. And then once you're there, you'll enter in this 11-mile loop.
Okay.
It's a driving loop, and there's lots of stops to make as you go out there.
Chances of seeing bear?
It's a good possibility. Never a guarantee. They're wildlife.
where is the right-
There is not a guarantee of seeing a bear anywhere. You just have to be at the right place at the right time.
Where's the trail? Which one is the trail? Oh, can we have
Yeah, this is just a basic road map.
Yeah, there's no guarantee during that you'll see a bear, although that's the main attraction, really. If you go to the Smoky Mountain, you want to see a bear. Like Yogi supposed to be out here, Boo Boo.
Yeah.
And Smokey. Smokey for sure.
Well, you got to see a bear.
Here's some facts on bears. Bears, like humans, are omnivorous. I didn't know I was omnivorous, but I guess I am. Wow. I knew I wasn't a vegetarian.
No, you're definitely not that. But you've eaten a salad, probably.
Yeah. Here, look at all the different states. The lady was saying like 200 million people are within a day's drive of the Smoky Mountains. And if I would have checked out probably the whole day, I probably would have gotten most states except Hawaii and Alaska, maybe. But, yeah. Okay, but the driving is a little tricky. A lot of winding roads. And so we're going to go to Cades Cove. But en route, we wanted to check out what a campground was like. And this was the weekend before Labor Day, or just, yeah. Well, the week before Labor Day. A lot of people are back, the kids are back in school. I figured the campground would have been packed, but there was plenty of sites available. I have no idea what
that is.
What a campsite goes for a night. I should have inquired, but they have these nice lots set up where they flatten the ground out so you can set up your tent, and it's nice and flat. But here's a babbling brook. Oh, yeah, that's the nice squared-off area. It would be flat. And you get a picnic table and a fire pit, and then they have bathrooms where you can take showers. But there's no electric and sewer hookup, as I understood, at these sites. So you have to rough it a little bit. That was the general store, and look, here's a tunnel. Ooh, yeah. All right, we made it to the other side, and now it's picnic time. And this is when I thought, while we're eating a sandwich, that Yogi might pop out of the woods. Look, these are bear-proof here. Why use this dumpster? And it explains it's bear and varmint resistant. You know varmints?
Oh, yeah, many.
All of the above is the correct answer. I don't know if you were reading all that.
Huh.
But that's why you used the dumpster. So you had to push this latch, and yeah, there's the latch. You got to push that, then lift up. It was almost human proof, human resistant too. But I figured it out. And there, no bears getting to that plastic bag.
Not unless you leave that door open.
Nope, it was closed. But, yeah, we had our nice lunch, and this is like Smoky Mountain fresh water. It'd be nice to catch this after a storm. I'm looking for them. Also, I think this is prime, habitat for Bigfoot, too.
Okay.
Don't you think?
That's a kid.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, a lot of kids were exploring and doing the nature thing. People do the hiking and so forth. But I had been here years ago, probably, more than 40 years ago. Probably like 1970. Yeah, it's been a while. But the family took our, I think it was a tent trailer that we pulled, and we went out this way. So I vaguely remember it. So it's been a while, but this is a nice part of the country. This is a one-way loop that goes through here, Cades Cove, and a lot of places to stop and pull over. This one, Darren, might have to be careful if you're on a bike.
Look like you could
go head first.
You take a dipper,
a dive. Look at the way they made the fence.
It's neat.
Okay, here we go. Ohio, Wisconsin, Tennessee. So they have like a mini Greenfield village here. They call it an early mountain community. And that's kind of what this reminded me of. They had several buildings and the like, and they had the mill. So they had the big wheel spinning and the water coming down, and even a wishing well kind of a thing. I left the pennies there, but anything silver I took, I made out like a bandit. Just kidding, Darren. Don't.
Where's my cut?
Don't take me at my word there. I just. Okay, well, an old little wagon wheel thing. She's a, wow, Aunt Becky. Read about her. One of 9 children. Lived here until 1940, but she kept busy spinning, weaving, knitting, farming, tending store, taking in the family. Quite the lady. Yeah, Aunt Becky. Then this was where the mill is, so the wheels and all the grinding here.
That is a lot like Greenfield Village.
Saturday. Everything was just splitting. Nobody paid for anything, so they would have sat there and gave one bag back. For every 8 bags done, one bag would go back to the village.
Here it's grinding away.
I gave up by the stairs.
Did you learn anything there, Darren? Or
I got the gist.
all right. They had a gift store and so forth. Any number of versions of Smokey the Bear. Even the park ranger. Okay, Alabama, Illinois. Was that North Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah.
There he is.
There's the bear.
There he is. That might have been Boo Boo.
Is that a couple bears or just
It
one?
might have been. This is the only this I saw it. The first time live. Wait a second. We're gonna take another look. Yeah, we got lucky actually because they make no guarantee. But yeah, look out in
It's kind of like Jurassic Park.
I got the shaky cam going, but it was exciting. Yeah.
You see him?
So the trip was complete. I could check that off the bucket list. I was good. I felt like that made my day. So, yeah, it's a one-way thing, and everybody kind of like follows the leader, and everybody's looking, peering through the woods, looking for that bear. And so we got lucky there.
And what, skinny dipping? Is that what's going on?
Well, this was... just off the road here. I don't think no skinny dipping, but
Fat dipping?
people took a break, and it was a nice area to relax.
Lazy dipping.
I'm not white, Darren. I'm off-white.
Is it alt-white?
Alt-right, yeah. Look at this. I have never seen this before. A bear actually fishing. I didn't know they did that. Here one, I knew they did this. There's one sleeping. But this is right in front of the timeshare unit, blue-green.
They catch fish all the time.
Yeah, but they don't use a fishing rod.
I know what you're talking about.
Did you see him? Look, he's got a fishing rod. He's fishing for fish. He's not like swiping at him with his paw.
It just looked like a friendly bear.
Oh, they're all friendly. Is there any other kind?
There's some grizzly bears out there.
Okay. Yeah, it's the grizzlies you got to worry about. Well, the scenery is kind of neat. Michigan we get a lot of flat turf. So seeing, these hills is kind of neat. Now, we went to the city of Gatlinburg, which, when I remember it back when I was a youngster, it was a tourist trap kind of place. Oh,
Isn't it still a tourist trap?
Yeah, it is, but on a much grander scale. Back then, it was just like Laffy Taffy shops and little cheesy knickknacks and so forth. But now this is like big business kind of stuff. This is the main strip, and you'll get an idea of me, for me showing what they got around here. They got the Wax Museum here. It's a great place for for people of all ages. The youngsters kind of like the late night kind of stuff. There's shows in nearby Pigeon Forge. But then you have the Smokies. Do you recognize that guy? Who's that?
I don't know.
Was
that Donald?
That was scary. They have the old-time portraits, so if you and your buddies want to see if he can look like a gangster.
It actually that guy looked a little bit like Jim Ignatowski.
This is the fire area, so it got that hill, and then it bounced around. It didn't wipe everything out. The winds were blowing, so it would start up in various places. We did speak with a gentleman here, though, said that the house of ill repute burned down. And I'm thinking, prostitute's place burned down? But it was Jimmy and Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of keeping himself from laughing. But yeah, it burned right here. It burned their place to a crisp.
Oh, they just kept it like that.
Yeah, that was last November. Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh, there's Ripley's. That place originally burned down 1992 or something like that, and they rebuilt it. And it's burned twice since.
Wow. Well, here's a little fire and water fountain. Old school telephone booth, but the phone didn't work. And here, life is good, as opposed to death is not good.
Yeah, death is bad.
Death is bad. Life is good. Even the water covers are really neat. I like that. But plenty of restaurants. Distillery. This place, you could get any number of your moonshine or your whiskey and whatnot done up, and they had taste testing. They said it was $5 for a taste test, which seems weird. Maybe it's just a little sip, but there's 13 varieties, I was told. So I guess if you wanted to do all 13, I guess you could do it for $5.
That sounds like a deal.
Yeah. Well, Oh, we're going to get some more live music. I don't think this is going to be copyrighted, though, which is good. Okay, watch this, Darren. he's good. That's a big thing of taffy. I'm gonna give it a little rub down. Then he's gonna put it on this thing, a crazy contraption, and away you go. You see how you kind of have to work it like that, Darren?
Wow.
You don't tell me you've seen this 1,000 times. Look at this. And then it puts it in the wax paper wrapper and just throws them in this basket. And then, to beat all, watch what this guy does.
Mass production.
He's got quite the fan base watching as this is in operation.
Oh, if you were inside,
Everybody is just here. Look, they're not going in the basket, and he's going to hand out freebies. Oh yeah, I even got one.
Is it good stuff?
Good stuff. They even have moonshine taffy. This is what I remember as a kid. That box, yeah, that with the taffy logs. Hang on.
Dancing, it sounds
Hang on. Yeah, they got some touristy type things. Smoked meatloaf. Yeah, it's a great walking city to take a stroll. So we went here, Black Bear Ale. I figured when you're in Gatlinburg, do as the Gatlinburg people do. So I got the Smokey Bear beer. And they got them by the mini keg, too. And you can get around by a bus type thing. I don't know if that's courtesy or... Now, the youngsters like these like horror things and the games and the arcades. So there's, you know, the Ripleys and all that kind of stuff. This guy looked kind of real.
This is Gatlinburg, right?
This is Gatlinburg, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then, well, they have these chair lifts up. That one would just take you to the... or no, they wouldn't even let you off the top because they incurred fire damage. So they said you could just spin around. But it was like $15 just to do that. And it was like, are you kidding me? So we got a nice view from the timeshare unit. So I can see why they call it Smoky Mountains because, yeah, the low-level, like, fog hanging over the mountains kind of gives it that smoky look. Does that did I explain that so you can kind of understand?
I do get it now.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
the least I could do help because you're kind of helping with the audio here, but
that's really, I mean, that's really
intense.
Something that I even saw in your video here.
Yeah.
That told me that, wow, this might be the reason they call it that.
Exactly. Well, here, a short drive to Pigeon Forge. And so there's a lot over here. They have the Hatfield and McCoy's Dinner Feud. That's quite the pickup. They take that around town, and some of the ladies sitting in the back there on that little bench and try to promote their show. And there's quite a few dinner shows that they have going on, certainly with kind of a country theme, certainly to it. And then Dollywood, the amusement park, putting the fun in dysfunction. Wow. We actually did see one show. And so they did not allow video cameras inside, so bummer. They have a few farm animals out back. But yeah, this one comes with the dinner and the show.
Well, the Hatfields and the McCoys, is that based on the Ogles? There's Ogles. There's some other.
I think that's where their actual names. But yeah, they had a big feud going on. Okay, action-packed. So the Welcome Center. This is always good to check these places out because then you'll get a nice map, kind of get the lay of the land. Here's Smokey, the official one, and he doesn't want forest fires.
That's the official Smokey Bear?
I believe it is. There's only a moderate thing, fire danger today. So yeah, there's my dad posing with Smokey. Yeah. And they have they call it the Fun Time Trolley. Now they talk, they have all sorts of entertainment. They even have a Titanic, or at least part of it, the anchor there, a replica, and then part of the ship here, just the front portion. And I guess it would be a thrill. I have no idea what it would cost. There's the iceberg. You see how that tore open the thing?
No, that's not the way it happened.
I
saw the movie.
Big iceberg, yeah. And then, this is interesting. This is how they do it out in the country with the bucket kind of thing. And then King Kong. So yeah, if you were wondering if they had a wax museum, yes, they do. Those are so exciting because you walk around and you see these figures in wax and go, wow, they look real. And then I don't know what you do after that, really, right?
Well, there is a second of, reality.
Then, they got a big Ferris wheel, and it's like the fourth largest. And I said, the fourth largest in Pigeon Forge? And no, it's like the fourth largest. And I don't think it's the world. But there's one bigger in Chicago, and I know there's one in London. It is a big Ferris wheel, though. And Margaritaville. Jimmy Buffett really has something going on. It almost seems like you can't do anything without cheeseburger in paradise kind of thing. He does all the Caribbean, like the cruise stops. And anyways, he developed this. They're calling this an island. And so this is the guy that did the fountain in Vegas. Yeah, the same guy that did the fountain for, I believe it's Bellagio in Vegas. He designed this one also. Folks, though, we're getting near the top of the hour. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Darren, thank you for helping out with the color commentary.
This was a nice trip.
It's only halfway through.
I got something for you.
Or just over half. More to follow. But good night.
Goodbye.
She was, I don't know how, I don't think she has it anymore because we had to take a surprise. So it's in the amusement park, but you don't pay nothing. I don't think you'll know that. See it? Oh, we can see the show from here. Okay, let's decide on what we want. You know, I feel I might even just take an appetizer. I don't know.